Welcome back to No Ordinary Path. I'm John.
I'm Kristen. This is part of our 1 year recap series because there's so much content that we couldn't squeeze it all into one episode.
Yeah, that's right. So here's some of the coolest things we've done and seen.
We've seen whales off the coast.
We've walked among the giant redwoods and sequoias,
We've seen Yosemite Falls.
which is the largest falls in North America.
We've been to Joshua Tree, the only place in the world where Joshua trees exist. And we got to explore the largest cave in the world. We've seen the largest trees.
And we've also been to the lowest point in North America.
We've seen the actual Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights.
And we totally got to bike across the Golden Gate Bridge.
We've had our feet in both oceans in less than 6 months.
We've seen the desert bloom.
We've seen giant saguaros.
We've been to the Statue of Liberty and the top of Tower 1.
We've been to the Mexican border.
We got to hike part of the Appalachian Trail and got to stand at the beginning of the Pacific Crest Trail. We got to visit one of the 7 natural wonders of the world as we peered into the depths of the Grand Canyon.
We got to witness snow in the desert.
And promptly watch a bunch of Las Vegas folks freak out about it. We got to learn all about our different forms of energy by visiting the Hoover Dam, Palo Verde nuclear power plant,
And Crescent Dunes solar project. We camped on the beach among wild horses.
we've actually visited the hottest and the darkest places.
We've explored all kinds of volcanoes. We got stuck in the Oregon sand dunes.
We got to climb in Yosemite.
And we wouldn't trade any of it for the ordinary path we left behind. Okay, so, babe,
Okay.
your biggest pet peeve.
Damp clothes are probably one of my biggest pet peeves. We didn't really have this problem so much in the desert because it's outside everything dried, but here in the Pacific Northwest, it is wet all the time.
Yeah.
So condensation, I'd say, and damp clothes are one of my biggest pet peeves.
It was this way in the Northeast also.
Yep.
It's not just here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yep, so clothes have a tendency to never get quite dry anyway.
And then you put them in your wardrobe and then they stink. That is my pet peeve. And John does not think that they stink, but
I mean, they smell a little.
No, I am telling you, they have a funk. The next time I go to the laundromat, I will be basically stripping them to try to get the scent off of them. I think it probably has to do with the residue from other people's detergents. My second pet peeve, you guys know, is the shower. It's probably actually my
I
first.
so don't care about the shower.
Watch it. Watch my rant.
All right, my second pet peeve, and this is a big one, smokers. And no offense to you guys, if you smoke, you know what? Everyone has their own prerogative. Man, it sucks if you're packed in tight and somebody's like smoking like a chimney right next to you, and it may be cigarettes, it may be a pipe, or it may be something else. This is a recreational lifestyle, so man, it
And
just
we're in
makes
Washington.
our rig stink, and there's just nothing. I mean, you got to close up all the windows and run the AC on a cool day.
Comment below and tell us what your pet peeves are if you are full-time in
Yes,
your RV.
we
We'd
want to
love
know. What do we still have that we don't need? What are we still carting around?
We're pretty good about getting rid of things as we go that we don't need, but we are still carting around all of our sleeping bags and camping gear
Yep.
on the off chance that we might want to go tent camping.
We've done it once.
Yes, in the whole year,
Once
we've
in
done
a
it
year.
once.
It was worth it. That was Assateague.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
on the beach.
That video, check it out.
Really
I mean, it was
awesome.
beautiful. Same thing on here that I can think of is I have a backpacking backpack
Oh yeah, we haven't used that once.
we've never used.
Okay, these aren't things that we want to get rid of permanently.
No.
But when we roll back through our home base again in Kansas City, we'll probably drop them off because they're just adding weight to the rig that we don't need.
Yep.
What about our internet and our cell phone coverage? How has that been for us over the year?
Starting off internet-wise and cell phone-wise. So we have T-Mobile. That's our service. I know so many of you are probably going to be like, why don't you have Verizon? It's the best network. We have T-Mobile because we have had T-Mobile since before it was T-Mobile, when it was voice stream. So the plan that we have is a pretty good one. It does have unlimited internet. Now we can hotspot it just like everybody else can probably hotspot, but it's limited. I want to say to like, what is
50.
it? 50 gigs per line, which is still pretty good. That's one of the reasons we're keeping it. The phones are our internet. And it works pretty well. We cast to our devices, so the kids have an Xbox and we have an Amazon Fire Stick. And if you like to watch Netflix or movies and things like that, look at your data plan, because one of the ones that we have, as long as it's running through the phone directly and not hotspotted through the phone, I can cast to something else, and that does not count against my hotspot data.
We don't have any of the fancy like antennas or
yeah, we don't have
anything
the
like
Wi-Fi
that.
boosters or any of that kind of stuff.
We do have something that T-Mobile sent us that helps sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't do anything.
Which is a great tip for those of you out there, if you're using your cell phone plans for things like internet, and if you've been with your company for a while, a lot of them have boosters. We just called up T-Mobile and said, hey, look, here's our situation. This is what we're doing. We're on an extended, tour around the United States in our RV, and I'd love to have some sort of booster. And they're like, oh yeah, well, we'll just send you this one.
We've traveled from coast to coast, and we've been certainly not everywhere in the United States, but we have traveled a lot of miles this last year, and we haven't been in that many places where we didn't have any service at all. And when we were, we knew going into it that this is a national park or this is something special, and there is not going to be any service, and we planned accordingly for that.
How has it affected our relationship? How has it affected our relationship with the kids, things like that?
As far as our relationship, spouse relationship, I feel like it certainly brought us closer together, because we have to figure out everything together, and we see each other all the time, and we're with each other, all the time, and problem solving a lot, but it's like good problem solving. But I do feel like our relationship is closer from this experience.
So how has it affected our relationship with our children? I would say that I know my kids better than I ever would have before without this type of lifestyle. They are always with us all the time, so I can tell quickly when one of them is upset about something. I know when their feelings are hurt. I know when they're sad because they're missing friends, and I don't know, like Bubs' favorite colors and his morning routine more so than normal. How he likes to do things versus how Aaron likes to do things in terms of school and breakfast, and how they go to bed easier. Have a better perception of them as a person. I don't know.
Like in gymnastics today, I was watching both the boys, and Ethan is so strong. He's got a lot of upper body strength.
Yeah.
But Aaron is fearless. He is just like,
which is to a T exactly describing them.
And like, so we have gotten to know our kids a lot better through this whole experience.
Yeah.
I want this to be positive. It's just, this is real life. There are some days where I have the most amazing moments with my kids and a really good mom day, and I'll text John and I'll even say I'm having a great mom day.
Yeah, I love those days
and
at
then
work.
there are other days where I'm like, get your butt home because I'm leaving.
I'm leaving as soon as you walk in the door.
Is there anything that you think that we would have done different, like hindsight 2020, that we would have done different?
Maybe I would have tried to go with a bigger truck. If we already had our truck, it's a Ford F-150. We had it already prior to buying Wendy. It kind of steered us towards that specific trailer, the Keystone Passport that we have. And I think if I had had a different truck, we may have gone with a different trailer initially, although we have totally fallen in love with our rig. Yeah. You guys know that. We've said that many times. That's really the only thing I think I would have done. I love the way our setup is right now.
Thing that I think that I would do different is I think that we could have learned to boondock a little sooner than we did. We were kind of afraid of it a little bit, and we were in the Northeast, so there wasn't a huge opportunity to boondock, but we have fallen in love with boondocking. We really enjoy boondocking, and it allows us to be someplace private and beautiful, and so we would have jumped in. I think if we could do it again, I would jump into that a lot sooner.
So what's your most memorable moment so far after being out on the road for a year?
Death Valley, watching the stars at the darkest spot,
laying on the
parking
lot
pavement in the parking lot with our family, and it was so brief, but it was so touching, and I kept like singing worship songs in my head the whole time. And then I got in the car, and it was just Ethan and I in the car, and we listened to that song, So Will I, and it was all about the stars and how they shine and how God's glory is so beautiful, and it was like this, and he was singing at the top of his lungs in the back of the van.
Yeah, Bubs.
And I was like crying, and it was a beautiful moment. That's my most memorable moment.
Wow, how am I supposed to follow that, you guys? Like, for real. How am I supposed to fall? Like, she even brought in Jesus. That's totally not fair. I think my favorite moment was probably the initial drive down into Yosemite was pretty amazing. We've seen a lot of really beautiful stuff, but Yosemite so far has still topped everything.
You cried too.
I did not cry. Shut up. You cannot put that on this channel. I will destroy you.
Why?
That's not.
It was so
I did not
sweet.
cry.
It was little tears, glistening eyes and little tears when
I may have cried one manly tear out of one eye, and then it promptly got sucked back up by my masculinity.
You should not be embarrassed by that. Driving through Yosemite Valley for the first time was just as spiritual for you as it was for me at Death Valley.
Yeah, let's move on. Biggest downside, geez, that's easy for me. I don't miss a house. Everyone's like, don't you guys miss having room? Nope, I really don't. I don't miss that at all. Totally don't miss that at all. You know what I miss? I miss land. I miss having my own space to walk out onto, especially being here at this beautiful like land that these folks have that we're staying on right now, like cherry trees. There's some apple trees over here. It's beautifully landscaped. I miss the privacy that comes with it. So with RVing, you get to see some amazing, amazing things, but I miss my privacy that comes with having land and just generally getting out and having kind of private moments too. Sometimes that's not easy to do.
I think the biggest downside for me,
lack of water pressure.
Well, besides lack of water pressure, we do our best to be social and be
well, I
part
think
of
we are
things.
social.
We are.
I mean, like,
we are.
yeah.
But I need people. Like, I know that is not everybody's cup of tea, but I need people. And so we do our best. We join gyms and I try to meet friends wherever I go, and I do, but then I have to say goodbye to them. I mean, you are my best friend, but my girlfriends, I need some girlfriends. Okay? And so I miss my sisters and my best friend in Kansas, and I miss a church family that we hang out with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest downside.
I get that.
Yeah, for me.
Okay.
The last question is, what are our plans? Do we think that we're going to RV forever?
This is a question we get a lot. Like, oh, you guys, full time with your family. What's your end game? Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know. We have plans, you guys. Trust me. We're hesitant to spill them, though, too. In the meantime, know that this is not going to end anytime soon. Yeah. We told our family initially 1 year. Here we are. I'm not planning on stopping.
We don't have
right
any
now.
plans to stop.
We have no plans to stop at this point in time. We just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching us. If this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button and ring the bell for those notifications.
Every change has a reason, baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the past
seen and done so much in this past year, and we are incredibly grateful for the opportunity that we've had.
We're also grateful for you guys, as our viewers and our subscribers, for following along with us.
We have more videos in our 1-year recap series coming up for you, so stay tuned.